Hello everyone. Today I am here with you all with a new topic of mathematics, that is statistics. So before starting with the topic, let's see what statistics is. Statistics is basically a branch of mathematics in which we deal with collection of data, representation of the data in that form of table or in the form of graph, that is your bar graph or histogram, and then analyzing the data, and then after analyzing, interpretations we are taking out from the analysis. That means whatsoever the data we are collecting, we are representing it, we are analyzing it, and we are making interpretations from it. All this we are doing under the branch of mathematics, that is your statistics. We have learned in our previous classes that the data, if we are collecting on our own, then it is known as your primary data. And the data, if it is already been collected and we are simply using the data, then it is known as your secondary data. We have even learned in class 9th that there are three measures of central tendency. One of them is your mean, another is median, and the third one is your mode. What all these are and how to find their values for the ungrouped data that we have already learned in the previous class. Now in this video we will be seeing how to find the value of mean, median and mode for the grouped data. Now starting with the mean, let's see what mean is. We have already learned that mean is basically average. Average we are going to say the mean as, and it is represented by x bar. If there are 5 observations are there, suppose your x1 is first of the observation, it is 5, second observation is say 7, third observation is say 8, fourth observation is again 5, or the fifth observation is your 10. So we are having 5 observation, or you can say these are marks of 5 students out of 10. Then what will be the mean? So mean is given by, as just now we said, it is represented by this. So it will be sum of all the observations over total number of observations. Total number of observations. This is the formula for finding mean for ungrouped data. That means sum of all the observation means this, your 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 10. These are sum of all the observations over total number of observations. How many observations we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will be dividing it by 5. So what it will be? 10, 20, 30, 35 over 5, that is your 7. 7 will be the value for the mean. So it is very easy to find the value if your number of observation is very less. If the number of observations were 5, 10, so it will be very easy for finding the value of mean by your simple this method. But if the number of observations is very much, means large number of observations we have, then it is not possible for us to find the value of mean using this formula. Then what we do is we simply convert it into the form of your grouped data. Means we are grouping it, and once we are grouping it, then there will be another method of finding the mean. We will be discussing it, how we will be finding the value of mean for the grouped data. So it must be clear the mean for ungrouped data is sum of all the observation over total number of observations. So we can write it as sigma of xi over n, where xi is your, for x could be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means value of I is varying from 1 to n. From 1 to n, the value of I varies. That means when value of I will be 1, it will be x1. When value of I will be 2, it will be x2, like this. This is the sign for sigma, that is summation, that means addition. So addition of all the xi's over n, n is your total number of observations. So formula for finding mean is sigma of xi, where I varies from I1 to n, divided by n, that is your total number of observation. This is for your ungrouped data. Now let's see how to find the value of mean for the grouped data. So there are 3 methods of finding mean for the grouped data. One is your direct method. Second is your assumed mean method. And third is your step deviation method. These 3 are the methods for finding mean for the grouped data. Now which method we will be selecting, it depends upon the number of observations and the frequency. What frequency is? Whichsoever observation is coming, how many times? That is the frequency. Suppose over here I say that 5 is coming 2 times. That means frequency of 5 is 2. Rest all the numbers like 7, 8, 10 is coming only once. So frequency of these numbers will be 1 and the frequency of 5 will be 2. So if the frequencies and the observations are very big numbers, then accordingly we will be deciding that which method or finding mean we will be using. From all these methods, your answer will be same. That means value of mean will be same from whatsoever the method we are using. It all depends upon the observations, how large or how small it is. Just now we have seen how to find the value of mean for the ungrouped data. Now we will be seeing how to find its value for the grouped data. So what we had taken is, we have taken 50 students and the marks of their 50 students out of 100 we have taken. That means these 50 students, how many students has secured out of 100, how many students secured in between the range 0 to 20. The students who have secured in between the range 20 to 40, how many students have secured 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. Like this we have grouped it, because if we will be taking 50 students and their marks out of 100, it will be a big observations will be there, large number of observation will be there. That's the reason we have grouped it. Now what we have taken over here is, this is your class interval we have taken and this is the frequency we have taken. What this means that there are 15 students who have secured in the range of 0 to 20. There are 10 students who have secured in the range of 20 to 40. There are 9 students who have secured in the range of 40 to 60. There are 6 students who have secured in the range of 60 to 80 and there are 10 students who have secured in the range of 80 to 100. So this is your class interval, we have grouped it, and this is the frequency which tells us the number of students. Now see, if any of the student is there who has secured 20, in that case, that student will be part of this class interval. He or she won't be the part of this class interval, although 20 is coming here also and 20 is coming here also. But the student who has secured 20, exactly 20, will be part of this class interval. Similarly, if there is any student who has secured exactly 40, will be part of this class interval. Student who has secured exactly 60 will be part of this class interval. So we can say that in this class interval, we will be taking the students who has secured from 0 to 19, because who has secured 20 will be part of the next class interval. So we can say there are 15 students who have secured from 0 to 19. There are 10 students who have secured from 20 to 39, like this. This is the frequency and this is your class interval. Right? So if we are going to add all these frequency, it will give us total number of students, because this much number of student has secured this much of marks. This much number of students has secured this much of marks. So if we are going to add all this, it will give us total number of observations. So total number of observation, as just now we said that we have taken total 50 students. So it will be, sum of this will come as 50 only. So 15, 25, 35 and it is your 50. So summation will be your 50. This is your summation of Fi, summation of all the frequencies. Frequencies could be denoted by your F. Now this is your class mark, or you can say these are the marks basically. Now we can't take or calculate with this class interval only. So we want a point where we can assume that this whole class interval is centered at this point. And what this point we are taking as, we are assuming it to be that the frequency of the whole class interval is centered around its center. That is your midpoint. So this point we are assuming to be your midpoint, and this is known as your xi, that is your class mark. Class mark is your upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Upper limit of the class interval plus lower limit of the class interval divided by 2 will give us the value of class mark, that is your xi. Now what upper limit is and what lower limit is? If we are going to take this class interval, then 0 is the lower limit of this class interval and 20 is the upper limit of this class interval. If we are going to take this class interval 20 to 40, then 20 will be the lower limit of this class interval and 40 will be the upper limit of the class interval. Similarly, this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit for this class interval. Similarly, we can find for all the class intervals. So xi is the class mark, which is the point where we are assuming that the whole class interval is centered at this point, or you can say that this is the representing, this point is representing the whole class interval, because we can't calculate in between 0 to 20, we can't assume it. So we are simply assuming a number which is representing the whole class interval, or we are saying that the whole frequency is centered around this point only. So it will give us the value of class mark, that is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So here the lower limit is 0, upper limit is 20. So 0 plus 20 will give us 20. 20 divided by 2 will be your 10. So for this class interval, class mark is 10. That means the whole class interval is centered at this point. The whole frequency is centered at this point, and this is representing the whole class interval. This point 10 is representing the whole class interval. Similarly, if for this class interval, 20 plus 40 will be 60, and 60 divided by 2 will be 30. That means 30 is the midpoint of this, or this is representing the whole class interval of 20 to 40. Similarly, 40 plus 60 will be 100, and 100 divided by 2 will be 50. So it is 50 is representing this whole class interval. So this is your class mark. We can find its value by adding the lower limit and upper limit and dividing it by 2. Similarly, for this it will be 70. For the next class interval it will be 90. So these are the values of xi's. Now this is your fi's, these are your xi. If we are going to multiply these two, it will give us fi into xi. Fi xi value, we will be multiplying this fi, and this xi, we will be getting the value of fi xi. So if we will multiply 15 multiplied by 10 will be 150. 10 multiplied by 30 will be 300. 9 multiplied by 50 will be 5 9 is 45. 6 multiplied by 70, 6 7 is 42. 10 multiplied by 90 will give us 900. So if we are going to add all these fi xi, we will be getting summation of fi xi. Addition of all this, if we are going to add, it is your 450, 150, it will be 600. 600 plus 900 will give you your 1500, 1800, and it will be 2220 will be the sum of this fi xi. Now, how this fi xi is representing your sum of all the observation? What this simply means is that there are 15 students who have secured 10, because we are assuming that this point is representing your whole class interval. That means there are 15 students who have secured 10 marks. That simply means if we are going to add all these 15 students' marks, it will be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 up to 15 times it will be, and their sum will be 15 multiplied by 10, that is your 150. That means this 150 is giving us the marks of these 15 students. If we are going to add the marks of these 15 students, it will be 150. If we are going to add marks of these 10 students, because we are assuming that the marks obtained by them is your 30, and if it is 30 and 10 students have secured 30 marks, so sum of all these 10 students marks will be 10 multiplied by 30, that is your 300. Similarly, sum of 9 students marks will be 450, sum of 6 students marks will be 420, sum of 10 students marks is your 900. That means this summation of fi xi gives us sum of all the observation, whatsoever the observations were there. If we are going to add all these observations, this is going to give us sum of all the observation. And just now we discussed that summation of f, that is frequency, if we are going to add, it gives us total number of students, total number of observation. And just now we discussed that mean is sum of all the observation upon total number of observation. So this is giving us sum of all the observation, and this is giving us total number of observation. So if we will be dividing these two, it will give us value of mean. So value of mean will be, this is your direct method. So formula for finding mean by direct method is x bar is summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi. This is how we can find the value of mean by direct method. So fi xi is your Summation is 2220 and summation of Fi is your 50. So we will be solving it further. 5 4 is 20, 5 4 is 20, then point, then 4. That means 44.4 is the average marks of the students. This is mean of all these students' marks. This is your 44.4. This is the mean. By the direct method, we can find it like this. Now, if your number of observations, that is your frequency or your observations, all these are very big numbers, although over here so it is not as big, we can solve using direct method also, no problem. But if these observations are very big, your frequencies are a big numbers or your xi's are very big numbers, in that case it is very difficult to solve it through direct method. So what we do is, we just, for our convenience, we are making our calculation easy. So we are assuming any number out of this xi as your assumed mean. Assumed mean, we are assuming any of the number from xi and it is represented by small a. From out of these only, from 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, we can take any number as a assumed mean, and generally we take the middle one number. Either, although if we are going to select any number, there won't be any change in the answer. Answer will be same only. There won't be any change, but for our convenience, generally we take the middle numbers only. So suppose over here we are assuming the mean to be 50. Value of a, that is your assumed mean, we are assuming to be 50. If this is the value of assumed mean, then d is your deviation. We will be finding the value of deviation, which is denoted by d, and deviation will be xi minus a. From the value of xi, we will be subtracting assumed mean and we will be getting the value of deviation. Over here we can see the value of xi is, for this class interval it is 10 and the value of a assumed mean is 50. So 10 minus 50 will be minus 40. Similarly, for this class interval, xi is your 30. From 30, if we will be subtracting 50, it will give us minus 20. Now 50 minus 50 will give us 0. 70 minus 50 will give us 20. 90 minus 50 will give us 40. So this is the value of the deviation. We have assumed a number a which is 50 and it is your assumed mean. Now we have assumed this to be assumed mean. Now we will be finding the value of the deviation, and deviation will be given by xi minus a. So these are the values of your di. Now this is your di and this is your fi. So if we are going to multiply this fi and this di, we will be getting the value of fi di. If we will multiply these two, 15 multiplied by minus 40. 15 4 is 60. So minus 600. 10 multiplied by 20 minus 20. So minus 200. 9 multiplied by 0 will give us 0. 6 multiplied by 20 will give us 120. 10 multiplied by 40 will give us 400. 10 multiplied by 40 will be 400. So if we are going to add all this, it will give us value of summation of fi di. So summation of fi di will be 400 positive and 600 negative. So minus 200 over here. So minus 200 and minus 200, that is minus 400. Minus 400 and plus 120. So it will be minus 280. Summation of all the FIDIs will be minus 280. So by the assumed mean method, the formula for finding mean is, it is your A, that is your assumed mean, plus summation of FIDI over summation of FI. This is the formula by which we can find the value of mean through assumed mean method. So value of A we have assumed to be 50 plus summation of FIDI is minus 280 divided by summation of fi is 50. So if we will solve it further, 0 is going to cancel, plus minus will become minus, 5 is 25, then 3 5.6 and 50 minus 5.6 will be 44.4. This will be the value of mean. Over here we can see that the value from the direct method was also 44.4 and value of the mean from the assumed mean method is also 44.4. But over here our calculation is reduced because we have taken assumed mean as 50. Now over here, just now I said that the number of your frequency and xi is not a big number. But if it is a big number, so further we can reduce our calculation by your step deviation method. So over here, if you are going to see over here, this di all are multiple of 20. So we can divide all these numbers by your 20. This 20 is your class interval over here, because your class size जो है, whatsoever the class size is here, 0 to 20 is 20, class size over here is also 20. So if we are going to divide the value of di by the class size, that is your h is the class size. If we are going to divide it, then we will be getting the value of ui. So what ui is basically, ui is xi minus I, that is your di, divided by h is the value of your ui. So xi minus a already we have calculated as di. Now if we are going to divide it by h, that is your class size. Class size is your upper limit minus lower limit, that is your class size. Then we are getting the value of ui, that is your step deviation. So minus 40 divided by 20, over here your class size is 20, that means value of h we have taken as 20. So if we will divide minus 40 by 20, we will be getting minus 2, minus 20 divided by 20, minus 1, 0 over here, 20 divided by 20 will be 1, and 40 divided by 20 will be 2. So these are the values of ui. You can see the number has reduced in such a small numbers now. Now if we are going to multiply this fi by your ui, we will be getting value of fi ui. See over here, frequency fi is 15 and this is your ui is minus 2. So 15 multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 30. 10 multiplied by minus 1 will be minus 10. 9 multiplied by 0 will be 0. 6 multiplied by 1 will be 6. And 10 multiplied by 2 will be 20. Now if we are going to add this column, it will give us value of summation of fi ui. What here we had done is we have multiplied all the frequencies by ui's. These two columns we have multiplied and we got this column. Now if we are going to add all these values, we will be getting value of summation of fi ui. Over here minus 30 plus 20, it will be minus 10, minus 10, minus 20 and plus 6. Minus 20 plus 6 will be minus 14 will be the value of summation of fi ui. Now see over here, for finding the value of mean by step deviation method, the formula is, because we had subtracted this assumed mean, so we will be adding it. We have divided it by class size, that is your h, so we will be multiplying it by h. So the value will be, value of a is 50 plus summation of fi ui is minus 14 divided by summation of fi is your 50 and h is 20. So we will be solving it further. It will become 50 plus minus will become minus. Minus 14 into 2 will be minus 28 divided by 5. That will give us 50 minus 5 is 25 and 5 6. That will give us 44.4. So you can see over here, whatsoever the method for finding mean we are using, whether it is direct method or assumed mean method or step deviation method, in all the cases our answer is same. It does not depend upon the value of a, even whatsoever we are selecting. We can take any number out of this as your a. Whatsoever number we will be selecting, we will be getting the same answer. It is even not compulsory to take h as 20. We can take any factor of all these numbers. The number which is dividing all these numbers, we can take any such number. If the class size is not same, then also we can take any number as your value of h. So whatsoever the value of a is, whatsoever the value of h is, we are getting the same answer, same value of mean from all the three methods, that is your direct method, assumed mean method and step deviation method. So it doesn't depend upon the method, doesn't depend upon the value of a also, does not depend upon the value of h also. Simply we need to see that the number of observations are very big or the frequencies are the big numbers. If it is the case, we can use a step deviation method, we can use assumed mean method. It will reduce our calculation. Otherwise, direct method is even a simple method. If the number of observations or if your frequencies are small numbers, it is the easiest way. or if your numbers are big numbers, then we can use any of these methods. So must be clear that how we can find the value of mean by using any of these methods. Hope it is clear that what is mean and how to find its value. Now let's see what is mode and how we can find the value of mode for the grouped data. So observation which is most frequent, the observation which is occurring again and again is the value which is your mode. Suppose I am saying that there are 10 students are there, and out of 10 how much marks they have secured, that I am taking. Suppose this is your one of the student has secured 7, another has secured 8, then your 5, 7, 8, 9, 6, 8, 8, 3, 3, 6, 3, 9. One more student is there, suppose secured 10 marks. So these are the marks of 10 students out of 10 whatsoever they have secured in any of the subject. Now over here we can see that 7 is coming once, twice. 2 times 7 is coming. 8 is coming once, twice, thrice, or 4 times. 8 is coming 4 times. So 8 is the observation which is occurring most frequently. That's the reason the mode of these observations will be 8. That simply means by simply seeing only we can say that this observation is occurring most frequently. That's the reason the value of mode will be 8 only. Now this is the case when it is your ungrouped data. But how we can see in this grouped data what will be the value of the mode. Now how to find it out? Just see. Over here again what we have taken is there are some number of students are there. Out of 100 what marks they have secured, that we have taken. So over here we can see that from 0 to 20 there are 4 students who have secured these number of marks. There are 5 students who have secured in between 20 to 40. There are 15 students who have secured in between 40 to 60. There are 10 students who have secured in between 60 to 80. And similarly there are 12 students who have secured in between 80 to 100. Now the formula for finding mode over here is, it is L plus F1 minus F0 over 2 times of F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by H. So what all these are? First of all, what we have to do is we have to select a model class. Model class is the class which is having the maximum frequency. Over here this is a frequency, right? So over here we can see that 15 is the maximum frequency. So 15 is the maximum frequency. That's the reason the class interval which is having this as the frequency will be the model class. First of all, we will be deciding which will be the model class. So model class will be the class with the maximum frequency. Over here it could even be possible that there are 2 numbers which are having the same number of frequency. Suppose instead of this 7, 6, it is 7 again here, and it is even 7. So there are 4 times 7 is also coming. So such type of observations, when we are having 2 observation which is having the maximum frequency, such type of you are known as multi-model classes. These are your multi-model cases, multi-model data it is, and it could be case in the case of your grouped data also. But here in this chapter we will be studying which is having only one frequency as the maximum frequency. If in these type of cases, so both of them would be the answer. It is your case of your ungrouped data. So in these type of cases, if 7 and 8 both are coming, maximum number of frequency both of them are having, then 7 and 8 both are your mode of these observations. That simply means 7 and 8, these two are the answers, these two are the mode, and such type of data is your multi-model data. Over here, whatsoever we'll be discussing, that means we will be discussing where there is only one frequency which is maximum. There won't be 2 such numbers which will be having the maximum frequency. So here in this case, over here we can see, first of all we will be selecting that what is the model class. Here we can see that the maximum frequency is 15. So this is your 40 to 60 class interval. This is your model class. Now the lower limit of the model class, over here we can see 40 is the lower limit of the model class and 60 is the upper limit of the model class. So lower limit of the model class is your L. L is lower limit of model class. It is your L, and which is 40 from here we can see. So what we had done is, first of all we have selected the model class. Now the lower limit of the model class is denoted by small l. The frequency of the model class is your F1. This is your L. F1 is frequency of model class, is your frequency F1. That is your 15. Now what F0 is? F0 is the frequency of the class interval preceding the model class. This is the model class, and preceding to it, this is the model class. This is the class interval. So the frequency of the class interval which is preceding the model class is your F0. F0 is your 5. Now what F2 is? This is your F2. That means frequency of the class interval succeeding the model class. This is the class interval which is succeeding the model class. So frequency of this class interval is denoted by F2. That is your 10. H is your class size. H is class size. That will be upper limit minus lower limit. That is 20 minus 0 you can take, or 40 minus 20, anyhow you can take. This will be 20. Although it is even possible to solve these type of questions when your class size is different. But in this chapter only we'll be discussing when the class size is same only. It should even be taken into consideration that your class interval should be continuous. That means if it is ending at 20, it should start at 20 only. If it is ending at 40, it should start at 40 only. The class interval should be continuous. If it is not continuous, we will convert it into continuous. How we can do that? Suppose if it is 19 written over here, if it is 19 here and it is starting from 20, that means it is from 0 to 19, and from here 20 to 40, or in that case it will be 20 to 39. So what we will be doing is we will be subtracting 0.5 from here and we will be adding 0.5 over here. In that case, what will the case was? 0 to 19 and 20 to say 39. Suppose this is the case. In that case, what we will be doing is we will be adding 0.5 over here and we will be subtracting 0.5 over here, because difference between these two is of 1. 19 and 20 difference is of 1. So half of the 1 is 0.5. So we will be subtracting 0.5 from this number and we will be adding 0.5 in this number. So this will become 0 to 19.5 and this will become 19.5 to 39.5, whatsoever the number will come. So accordingly we will decide, but the class interval should be continuous. It should be taken into consideration that it should be continuous always. So here we have decided that what is the model class. The lower limit of the model class will be the value of L. Frequency of the model class will be the value of F1. Frequency of the class interval preceding the model class is the value of F0. Frequency of the class interval succeeding the model class is the value of F2. H is your class size, which is 20. Now we have taken all the values. If we are going to keep all these values in the formula, we will be getting the value of mode. That will be value of L is, here we can see it is 40, plus value of F1 is 15 minus F0 is 5 divided by 2 times of F1. F1 is 15. 15 multiplied by 2 will give us 30 minus F0 is 5 and F2 is 10 multiplied by H, that is 20. So we will be solving it further. 40 plus 15 minus 5 will be 10 and 10 multiplied by 20 will be 200 divided by 30 minus 5 will be 25. 25 minus 10 will be 15. 15. If we will be solving it further, we will be getting the value of mode. See, 5 3s are 15, 5 4 is 20. So if we will solve it further, it will be 40 plus 3 1 is 3, 3 3s are 9, then again something like this will come. So it will be 53.33. This will be the value of the mode for the given observations. If it is your ungrouped, it is your grouped data. In that case, using this formula, we can find the value of mode. And if it is ungrouped data, so it is very easy. Simply we can see, and whichsoever observation is coming most frequently will be the value of the mode. Here we can see if there are two numbers which are having the same value, same number of frequency they are having, in that case it will be multimodal. Otherwise there will be only single value, as we had discussed earlier. it was 5 or it was 6, in that case only one value, that is 8, will be the mode for this given observation. So which method of finding your central tendency we have to use? It will be depending upon us only. If we have to find the average of the marks obtained by the students, then we'll be using mean. And if we want what is the marks which is obtained by most of the students, then we will be using the method mode. So it all depends at what the situation is, what is our requirement, and accordingly only we will be deciding what is to be selected, what the value we should take. So it must be clear that how to find the value of the mode when it is your grouped data and when it is your ungrouped data. Now let's see what is cumulative frequency. So whenever we are adding the frequency of the preceding classes also, then we are getting your cumulative frequency. Like there are two types of cumulative frequency. The one type is your less than type, another is your more than type. Now we are understanding this using an example. Now let's see, again we have taken the marks. The range of the marks is for this class interval is 0 to 20. For this it is 20 to 40, then 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 90. Frequency of this, that means number of students who have secured in between 0 to 20 is 5. Between 20 to 40 it is 10. Frequency of 40 to 60 is your 15. Students who have secured between 60 to 80 is 10, and between 80 to 100 is your 5. This is the table it is given to us. Now we have to find the cumulative frequency of it. Now how we'll be finding it? We will be taking, first of all, we are taking an example of less than type. So less than 20, if I am going to take the marks, so how many students are there who have secured less than 20? We won't be considering 20 because 20 marks, the student who has secured 20 will be part of this class interval. So less than 20 means all those students who are under this category in this class interval have secured less than 20. So less than 20 means there are 5 students who have secured less than 20. So it will be your 5. Now after that we will be taking less than 40. How many students are there who have secured less than 40? So if we will see, so this number of students and this number of students both comes under the category who have secured less than 40. Because the number of students who have secured less than 20 are also part of the students who have secured less than 40. So we will be adding these two frequencies for getting less than 40 number of students who have secured less than 40. So number of students who have secured less than 40 will be 10 plus 5. That will be your 15 will be the students who have secured less than 40. Now the students who have secured less than 60. Less than 60 in this category or this 15 will also be included. So 5 plus 10 plus 15. All these students are the one who will come under the category of less than 60. So over here till here we were having 15 students. Now in this 15 we will be adding this 15 also. So it will be 15 plus 15, that is 30 will be the frequency of the students who have secured less than 60. Now the next will be your less than 80. For this less than 80 we will be adding this 10 also. So it will be 30 plus 10, that means there are 40 students who have secured less than 80. All these students come under the category of the students who have secured less than 80. Now less than 100. How many have secured less than 100? It will be your, this is even the part of it. So it will be 40 plus 5, that is your 45. This will be the sum of all the number of students. It should be equivalent to your this number. That means total number of students were 45 and this will end up at 45. So this is how we will be finding your cumulative frequency. In this we will be considering the student who has secured 100 also. The number of students who have secured 100 also will also be considered under this category. So this is your less than type. Now more than type. In more than type we will be starting with how many students have secured more than or equivalent to 0. Maybe 0 also or maybe more than that. So more than or equal to 0. So all the students are there who have secured either 0 or more than 0. So it will be your total number of students, that is 45 will be the number of students who have secured either 0 or more than 0. Now how many students are there who have secured more than 20, more than or equal to 20. Because if someone has secured 20, then he or she will be the part of this class interval. So what we will be doing for more than or equal to 20, we will be subtracting this, because under this category these students won't be the part of this category, because these students are the one who have secured less than 20, right? So we are taking the number of students who have secured more than or equal to 20. So we will be subtracting this part from it. So from 45, we will be subtracting 5 and we will be getting 40 students. Now, more than or students who have secured more than or equal to 40. In the case more than or equal to 40, this will even be excluded. These even won't be the part of this category. So from this 40, we will be subtracting this 10. So it will be 40 minus 10. That will be your 30 students are there who have secured more than or equal to 40. Now, if it is your more than or equal to 60, more than or equal to 60, from this number, if we will be subtracting this number also, we will be getting the number of students who have secured more than or equal to 60. So it will become 30 minus 15, that is your 15. So there are 15 students who have secured more than or equal to 60. Now the next category will be more than or equal to 80. The students who have secured more than or equal to 80. So from this much number of students, if we will be subtracting this, we will be getting the number of students who have secured more than or equal to 80. So it will be 15 minus 10, that is 5. So there are 5 students who have secured more than or equal to 80, which is over here. So this is how we can find less than type or more than type of cumulative frequency. For finding the values of your median, we need to first of all find the cumulative frequency. Then we will be solving the questions further for finding the median. Now let's see what is median and how to find its value. Median is basically middlemost observation. Whenever we are arranging all the observation in the ascending order, say there are observations, suppose here are 2, 5, 7, 9, 15, 17, 19. These are the observation, and we have arranged all these observation in the ascending order. So whatsoever the observation is coming in the middle, that observation is known as median. Over here we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 observations are here. So whensoever number of observation is your odd, in that case n plus 1 upon 2th observation is the median, where n is the number of observation. Over here we see that there are 7 observation. That means value of n over here is 7. So 7 plus 1 by 2th, that is 8 by 2, or we can say 4th observation will be the median. So if we are going to see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the observation which will be the median. It simply indicates that half means 50% of the means observations are here and 50% are here. That means 50% observations are less than this and 50% observations are more than this. This is what median indicates. Now, if the number of observations are even, in that case, average of n upon 2th observation and n upon 2 plus 1th observation. Average of these two observation gives us the value of median. Suppose over here I am going to take one more observation, say 20. So now the observation number of observation is 8, that is even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 observations are there. That is even number of observations are here. So average of n upon 2 and n upon 2 plus 1th observation. N upon 2 means 8 upon 2, that is 4th observation, and n upon 2 plus 1, that means 4 plus 1, 5th observation. That means average of 4th and 5th observation will be the median. Here we can see that 4th observation is 9 and 5th observation is 15. That means median will be 9 plus 15 by 2. This will be the median. If we are going to see, it will be 24 by 2, or we can say 12 is the median of the given observation. It is not compulsory that whatsoever the median is coming, it is even one of the observation. It is not compulsory. Over here we can see that 12 is the median, and there is no 12 in all these observations. 12 is not there, but still 12 is the median. This is how we can find the median for your ungrouped data. Now let's see how we can find the median for the grouped data. So here again we have taken marks from 0 to 100 marks. We have taken in intervals of 20. That is, one of the class interval is 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, and 80 to 100. And number of student, that is frequency, is your 0 to 20. 5 students are there who have secured between 0 to 20. 7 students are there who have secured between 20 to 40. Similarly, this is your number of students there. That means it is showing the frequency. Now for finding median, we have to find the cumulative frequency also. Just now we have seen that how to find the cumulative frequency. We will be adding the previous frequencies also to get your cumulative frequency. So for the first, it will be your 5 only. Cumulative frequency for the first column for this class interval 0 to 20, it will be 5. Then we will be adding 7 in it, so it will become 7 plus 5, it will be 12. Then 12 plus 6, it will be 18. Then 18 plus 15, it will give us 33. And 33 plus 7 will give us 40. That means total number of students is your 40. Either by this way we can get it, or even we can find the summation of your frequency, it is even 40. So anyhow we will be getting total number of students or the total number of observation, that is your 40. So this is how first of all we will be finding the cumulative frequency. Now what we have to find is the median class. We have to find the median class. How we will be finding it? See, summation of f, it is even denoted by your n. N is your total number of observation, that is summation of f. Over here it is your 40. So first of all we will be finding half of it, that is n by 2 we will be finding, that is your 40 by 2, that is 20. Now we will be seeing the cumulative frequency which is just above this 20. What we have done is, first of all we have taken the sum of all the frequencies, that means total number of observation we have taken, that is the value your capital N or summation of f we can say it as. So it is your 40. Now what we have done is we have done half of it, so 40 divided by 2, it is your 20. Now we have to search the cumulative frequency which is just above 20. Here we can see the cumulative frequency over here is 18, and just about 20 is your this cumulative frequency. That means the class interval which is having the cumulative frequency just above your n by 2 is your median class. First of all, we will decide which will be the median class. For that, we will be finding the value of n, that is total number of observation. We will divide it by 2. Whatever the value we are getting, we will be seeing the cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency which is just above this n by 2 will be the one, this class interval will be the median class. Now once we have decided that what is the median class, the lower limit of this median class is the value of L. Lower limit of median class, that is 60 over here. It is the value of L. Just now we have found out that value of n by 2 is 20. Cumulative frequency will be the frequency just preceding to your median class. The class interval which is just preceding the median class, cumulative frequency of that is your CF. So CF will be 18. CF is your 18. It won't be 33. It will be the cumulative frequency of the class interval which is just preceding the median class. So we will be taking cumulative frequency of the preceding class, that is 18, as your CF. Now f is the frequency of the median class. So frequency of the median class, this is the frequency of the median class. So this is the value of f. So value of f will be 15. H is your class size, that we can see from here 0 to 20, that means class size is your 20. So value of H is 20. So we are having all the values. Now we will be keeping these values in the formula and we will be getting the value of median. So median will be L is your 60 plus n by 2, just now we have calculated, it is your 20, minus value of CF, cumulative frequency, is 18, multiplied by H, that is class size, is 20, divided by your F, frequency, is your 15. So we have kept all the values in the formula. We will be solving it further. 60 plus 20 minus 18 will be 2. So 2 multiplied by 20 divided by 15. 5 3s are 15, 5 4 is 20. So it will turn to 60 plus 2 multiplied by 4 will be 8 by 3. Or we can say 60 plus 3 2s are 6. 3 6 is 18, like this. So it will be around 62.66. This will be the median for the given observation. Here we will be seeing, so whatsoever the median will come, it will always lie in your median class only. Similarly, whatsoever the mode we have calculated in the previous video, in the previous here only, in this video only, that always lie in the model class. So whatsoever the values of median or the mode is coming, it always lies in your median class or the model classes. So this is how we will be calculating median for the grouped data and ungrouped data. Hope it is clear to you. It must be clear that always your class intervals should be continuous. It should always be continuous, as we discussed in the mode also. Similarly, for this case also, your class intervals should be continuous. If it is not continuous, first of all, we will convert it into continuous class interval, then we will be solving it further. Hope it is clear. Till now, it must be clear to you all that what is mean, what is median, and what is mode, and how we can find the values of mean, median, and mode when the data is grouped and when the data is ungrouped. Now, what is the relation between these three? That even we can find it out. The formula which gives the relation between these three is known as empirical formula. And according to this formula, mode is equivalent to 3 times of median minus 2 times of mean. That means out of these three, mean, median, and mode, if we are having the values of any two, using this formula, we can find the value of the third one also. So it is the relation between these three. Now, when to select which central tendency? The question arises, then in which situation we should select which central tendency? So in most of the cases, mean is most preferably used because it is taking consideration for all the observation, whether it is the minimum one or the most last one or the biggest one. All the observation it is taking into consideration. That's the reason in most of the cases we are using mean. But in such conditions, like if there is any of the observation is either very small or very big, in such cases your mean varies. That's the reason if your individual observation does not make difference, it's not very important. In that cases we use median. And whenever we require any observation which is most frequently occurring, that means if we want to know that which color of the vehicle is most in demand, then in such type of situations we are finding mode. So what basically mean is, we have just now seen that mean is basically average. Mean is average of all the observation. Median is basically the middlemost observation. That means it simply tells us that 50% of the observations are above it and 50% of the observations are below it. And most frequently occurring observation is your mode. Hope it is clear that what mean is, what median is, and what mode is. Now, one more type of question generally comes in the exams, that if suppose all the observations, whatsoever the observations are there, if all the observations are increased by any fixed number, or if it is decreased by any fixed number, or it is multiplied by any fixed number, or it is divided by any fixed number. So whatsoever the condition is, if all the observations are either increased or decreased or multiplied or divided by a fixed number, then your mean, median, and mode, all of them will increase, decrease, multiplied, or divided by the same number. Say if I am saying the observations, suppose your observations are 2, 3, 5, 10, and suppose 15, and one more 15 I am taking. Suppose these are the observations. So if we are going to find their mean, In that case, it will be sum of all these observation upon total number of observation. Now, if I will add, suppose 2 in all the observation. So this 2 will become 4, this 3 will become 5, this 5 will become 7, this 10 will become 12, this 15 will become 17. So if I am going to increase all the observation by 2, so whatsoever the mean in the previous condition, that means before adding 2 in all the observation, suppose your mean was coming 9 initially, suppose. I have not calculated it. Suppose it is coming 9, then after adding 2 in all the observation, it will also increase by 2 and will become 11. Similarly, over here we can see that right now your mode is your 15, because it is the most occurring observation in these observation. So 15 is the mode right now. If I am going to increase all the observation by 2, the mode will even increase by 2 and it will become 17. Similarly, median is even going to increase by the same number. Instead of adding, if we are going to subtract all the observation by the same number, then your mean, median and mode are even going to be reduced by the same number. So these type of questions are generally asked in one marks in the board examination. So just keep this in mind, that if all the observations are either increased or decreased or multiplied or divided by a fixed number, then your mean, median and mode all are going to vary accordingly only. If it is added, so all will be increased. If it is subtracted, all will be reduced. Like that, it will impact each and every central tendency. Hope it is clear to you all. Soon we'll be coming with more videos, with the videos of questions based on this chapter also. So if you have not yet subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe it. Thank you.